We live in a world where everyone is seeking perfection. We all want to be perfect, and that too in every area of our life, in our job, in our craft, in our relationships. And the thing is that perfection is not even a possibility. Perfection is something which is entire life. When you say that a thing is perfect, you're simply saying that now there is no scope of improvement. Now there is no scope of growth or evolution. And anything that cannot grow or evolve is simply a dead thing. Life means growth, and you can always grow as a person. Your love can grow, your compassion can grow, you can grow in your knowledge, in your skills. So growth is something which is synonymous with life, and perfection is something which is synonymous with death. And irony is that too many people are pursuing this dead philosophy of life, perfectionism. They are constantly judging themselves against these unrealistic benchmarks of perfection. This is the reason why they are too scared of taking risk in their life. They are too scared of making mistakes in their life. They cannot start anything new in their life because everything seems so monumental when you are suffering from this neurosis of perfectionism. Even a small task seems so massive. So in life, you should make sure that instead of seeking perfection, be creative. So I'm going to talk about few fundamental principles that will help you in becoming a more creative person. And the first thing is to live a total life. Charlie Chaplin has said that we all are amateurs. We don't live long enough to be anything else. Now these words can only come from a master. The paradox of life is that all the masters believe that they are an amateur, and all the amateurs want to think that they are the masters. These words are coming through a deeper understanding of life, an understanding of our limitations. We all are limited in nature. We are limited in our knowledge, in our skills, in our beliefs, and anything that we do in our life comes through this limited resource. Now, totality simply means that you are willing to make the optimum use of this limited resources. Totality means that you're willing to give everything that you have got to any given task, which means that if you are a photographer and you only know 40% skills of the photography, you're going to make the optimum use of that 40% skill set. As a person in your relationships, if you have a very limited capacity to love and care, you're willing to exhaust all your limited capacity to love and care. This way you're bound to grow in your life because you're constantly stretching yourself. Totality means becoming the best version of yourself, and perfection means judging yourself against some unrealistic ideals that you have set in your life. When you're constantly judging yourself and comparing yourself with some unrealistic ideals, you cannot grow in life. So make sure that you put all your heart, all your mind, all your soul in any given task, and you will find that the action becomes sacred. It becomes religious. This way you're bound to become more creative in your life. The second thing to realize is that quality always comes through quantity. A perfectionist is too much concerned about the quality. And the fact is that quality always comes through quantity. I will share with you a very interesting study that will help you in understanding how quantity always wins over quality. A professor at University of Florida divided his film photography class into two different groups. The first group was asked to click as many pictures as they can. The emphasis was on the quantity. They were supposed to be graded on the basis of quantity. The second group was asked to click the best picture that they can click. The emphasis was on the quality. They were supposed to be graded on the basis of the quality of pictures. When these students submitted the pictures, a very interesting thing came up. All the quality pictures were submitted by the quantity group, which means that the more you're going to do the task, the better you're going to get at it. You cannot get better at anything by just thinking about it. All the students who submitted the quality pictures had great theories about how good their picture was, but in reality, all the quality pictures were clicked by the quantity group. So if you want to get better at anything in your life, just make sure that you're doing that thing more often. A Picasso becomes a Picasso because he creates more than 50,000 artworks. If you want to be a photographer, then don't judge yourself before you have taken at least 5,000 to 10,000 pictures. If you want to be a blogger, then don't judge yourself before you have posted at least 500 to 600 blog posts. We are too quick in judging ourselves against these unrealistic standards. So the second rule of living a creative life is to focus on the quantity, not on the quality. The third point is to not shy away from making mistakes. You have to realize that mistakes are an integral part of growth. If you are not making mistakes, then you are not growing. So make as many mistakes as you can. Just make sure that you are not making the same mistakes over and over again. In your life, in your job, as long as you are not repeating your mistakes, you are growing. Lastly, I just want to say this thing to you, that the mindset of a perfectionist is that you have to create something which is best. If not best, at least it should be good. And I simply want to tell you that even if you are creating mess in your life, that is also good. Go on creating your mess, and by gradually your mess will turn into something beautiful.